Hey guys, good morning. How you doing today? Hope you're out making money and all that good stuff. Today the video is going to be about a couple of things. It's kind of a two-part video. This is actually going to be the beginning of tomorrow's video. So tomorrow's video is going to be more about the apps I use um, to make trucking easy, or at least easier than the pen and paper that it used to be, and the fax machines and all that stuff. So that'll be more in the second part. But wanted to touch on some things. I think some guys are missing some things, and so I'm just trying to put my 2 cents in, trying to put a little bit of information out there for uh, the guys that are following along that maybe don't know any better or haven't experienced any of it yet. Um, with Traveloko, if they did their books and they did their taxes based on their books, they should be fine. They're good. And you know, Eddie might be sly. Eddie might be an asshole to some people. Um, but from the looks of it, he's a pretty good business person. I mean, I've worked for a lot of bosses who complete freaking assholes, but just geniuses when it came to running a business. When and I've done some research, I've looked into it, and I've actually spoken to um, some guys that have leased drivers on. Um, in particular, the guy that I was leased on to. He's the one that kind of brought this to my attention. But when you write stuff off, uh, the deductions, you don't get 100% write off. The only In our industry, really, the only thing you're going to get 100% write off on, dollar for dollar write off, is a lease. If you're leasing the truck, if you're um, leasing a building or renting property, um, lease expenses and rental expenses are the only thing that you're going to get a dollar for dollar 100% write off. So if you're a lease op, when you get your settlement uh, every week, and the company deducts your fuel, they deduct your insurance payment, they deduct, you know, Qualcomm or ELD or the whole list of deductions, and they cut you the check. Well, if they only 1099 you for what they put in your bank account, which is what most companies do, then they are writing off the ELD expense, all those deductions. They're writing them off on their taxes. Well, there's a loss gap there. They're losing, uh, you know, 3, 4, 5%, depending on what tax bracket they end up falling into at the end of the year. And so when you're talking about 80 trucks, or at one point in time 150 trucks, you're looking at a few $100,000 a year that they're basically eating. And so if they 1099 you 100%, and they essentially make you write all of that stuff off, then you eat that percentage, not them. Saving them, again, a few $100,000 a year. I mean, obviously, nobody probably outside of Eddie and Eddie's accountant know what that gap is for them, because again, it depends on your marginal tax rate. All that stuff determines the actual dollar amount, say per thousand, that you save on those deductions. But I mean, best guess, you're probably looking in the $200,000 to $300,000 range for a company that size. You know, for most guys, if you have $100 deduction, that's only going to save you about $25 on your tax liability if you're at the 25% tax rate. I'm sure Eddie's probably at the higher tax rate because I'm guessing they're in the top tax bracket. Who the hell knows? But that's just kind of, the simple breakdown. Uh, there's a loss gap because you don't get 100% write-off. Um, you know, is it an odd business practice? Yeah. You know, not illegal. It's actually kind of smart on his part. I mean, I got to give the guy credit. You know, think of how much these other companies could be saving year over year if they did the same thing. You know, but that's my quick breakdown, my quick take on the whole tax situation is, and I think there's guys out there that know it. Um, but I'm just putting the information out there. Information as I know it. If I leased guys on, would I use that same business practice? Uh, Probably not, just because it muddies the water and it makes things more complicated. Now, hey, if I was ever, blessed to have 150, 200 trucks leased onto me, then I guess maybe I'd have to sit down with my accountant at that point in time and figure out just how much the company's losing because of that gap. Because like if most of these companies they're eating that, and when you get to that many trucks, you're talking about a lot of money. So at any rate, that's the first part of the video. Like I said, I'm just gonna add this one to tomorrow's video. I think. I don't know. I might put this one out there today. Who knows? Have a good one. Bye.